Hello and welcome to Alternate Image Raid. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today I am going to pull 150 Ancient Shards for this Guaranteed Legendary. Guaranteed Legendaries are a great value in the sense that they are, of course, guaranteed, whereas anything else is pretty random, and the champion is solid. So, I don't necessarily specifically need this guy, but it's a really good champion. I like diversifying the roster. I like getting guaranteed champions whenever possible. I'm kind of saving my ancient shards for this, so we're going to do it. Let's go over this guy, and then I want to discuss a little bit of why else I'm willing to pull now, because there are some extra benefits for going right now as opposed to maybe some other future guaranteed. Attacks one enemy 2 times. If they're under a debuff, each hit decreases the turn meter by 10%. Pretty good odds of getting them under debuffs. This is kind of like a Vizix is A1, not bad. A2 I really like. An AoE stun, which even without books is 50% twice. Not exactly 100%, but it comes up pretty often. And then it does book up to a 65% chance twice, which means most likely you're going to stun the entire enemy team every time if you have enough accuracy. It's pretty good. I believe the damage modifiers are solid as well. And then this attack is neat. Places the increased defense buff on him, which is also a damage buff for him because he is a defense-based champion, and then attacks all enemies. And also has a chance of decreasing their speed and decreasing their crit damage depending on their stats. Pretty solid. As well, I believe it is a decently scaled attack that's going to hit pretty hard. His passive is not bad. It just reflects, weaken, decrease defense, and poisons, and increases a little bit of damage of this guy, which just could make him really hit pretty hard if the enemy is debuffed. And defense in all battles, which is not bad at all. A great all-rounder champion. I don't have any place I'm looking for this guy specifically to use, but it's just a great champion, and it is guaranteed, which I do like. One of the other reasons I'm going after it right now is, in addition to this guaranteed, we have a 10x targeted summon for all of these champions from the Sylvan Watchers. I don't have any of them, which means every 10x on the epics is actually value, whereas normally epic 10x's for me aren't. And of course, all the legendaries are as well, and I'm going to be pulling 150 shards. Now, 150 shards does not guarantee me a legendary, other than the guaranteed, but it's decent odds and really good odds of getting some of these epics. So there's a couple of these that are noteworthy. This one in particular. Triple hit A1 with a turn meter steal. Triple hit A1 also does decrease defense, weaken, and decrease speed. And a turn meter boost and increase crit rate for all allies. This is just a really solid champion for Fire Knight and possibly even Clan Boss, given that we're going to get all the debuffs we need for Clan Boss to decrease defense and weaken, as well as turn meter crit rate for your team, so you could potentially build your team with less crit rate. I don't know. I think this is a really solid champion. The other two were decent as well, and then the legendaries also are good. They're not necessarily amazing S tier legendaries, but having a chance of any of these, we have attacks one enemy, places a shield on the ally with the lowest HP, attacks all enemies, has an 80% chance of removing all buffs, books to 100% chance, and places a poison for each enemy buff removed, and then places a block buffs, and that all buffs books up to 100%. So you're going to strip all their buffs, poison them, attack them, and also place block buffs. Just a great all-rounder ability. And then we're going to purge all the debuffs from our team, put continuous heals for everyone purged, and place a shield on all allies based on the HP of this champion. And it's not an HP-based champion, so depending on how you build it, may or may not be an incredible shield, but it's still pretty solid. And then whenever an enemy under poison debuff attacks an ally under a shield, instantly activates the poison and instantly activates the continuous heal. So our team is going to be getting extra support while their team gets extra hurt once these are on the enemy team. It's just a great synergistic kit. I really like it. This guy looks really cool. Transfers all debuffs to this champion to the target, which is pretty nice. Particularly against bomb champions. I found against my bomb team, having those debuffs transferred back to us is kind of annoying. Attacks all enemies. We have books to 100% chance of a decreased attack and steals all continuous heals. This is like a counter to the guy we just looked at. The taunt buff, increased defense, and increased strength on this champion. Pretty good to keep them alive. And then if an ally loses 10% or more max HP from a single hit, they get a shield. What's interesting is it's on a 1-turn cooldown and books -1, so I don't know if that means it has a 0-turn cooldown and is infinite, or if it's just one of those passes that doesn't really book. Be interesting to see. Ally defense all battles, just very nice. And this champion, Elva Autumn Bloom, looks really cool. Attacks one enemy, place a 15% continuous heal. We'll see that happens a lot in this faction so far. We have a chance, books to 100% chance removing all debuffs from all allies, and a block debuffs and increased speed on all allies, which is just a really nice cleanse, and then we protect them afterwards. Great in all sorts of content. And then a revive that also gives them turn meter, increased defense, and increased attack. Just bringing your ally back in ready to go. And then at the end of each, or beginning of each of their turns, your allies get 10% of their max HP. And at the end of this champion's turn, place the perfect veil on one ally, as well as speed in all battles. So just really good all-rounder champions. I am happy to get any of them. So while I am going after this guaranteed, I also have a 10 times chance of getting all of those champions, which I don't have. Finally, there is one other, and this is a lesser consideration, but it is still present. This Revenant's Path is going on right now, which I have not been pushing really hard on. It's only pretty much getting artifacts and accessories from dungeons and summoning champions. However, I'm now going to be summoning 150 champions. So if we pop in... However, I'm now going to be summoning 150 champions. So if we check here, I'm going to be getting 150 times 180, or 27,000 points for what I'm about to be pulling for the other benefit. That 27,000 points adds to what I have. I'll be able to get down to, possibly one of these tier rewards. Yeah, like I'll probably get this 5-star chicken if I'd like to. That's not bad, essentially for free, while I'm going after a guaranteed champion. So, without further ado, I'm going to start pulling here. But I just really like to go over my rationale for why I am willing to pull. It's a good champion, 10x chance of getting other good champions that I don't have any of on the 10x, which is unusual, as well as free rewards from that event that's going on right now. So hopefully I get some other legendaries, but let's see what we get. Two epics on that pull, all ones I have already. But of course, that's still food, even for the champion training event that's going on right now. Not bad. One more epic, but nothing that is needed here. Hopefully we start to get some of these epics that are at least unique to my account, even if we're not getting a bunch of legendaries. Grizzled Jarl here. Also, of course, will be food. Of course, we get a ton of these 3- and 4-star champions. Nothing good from this pull as well. That I'm going to turn immediately into food for that champion training event that's going on right now. So not a waste at all, even these pulls that aren't going into any particular value. 1,800 points for the current event, food for the tournament, and then of course progress towards our guaranteed. I don't think I have this champion yet. What is your deal? Orcs? Attacks one enemy 2 times, places a buff on this champion if it kills something, attacks all enemies, 75% chance of block buffs and active skills for 2 turns. That's actually great. Books to 100%. That's an interestingly strong ability there. Revive an ally if she kills somebody. This is actually kind of an interesting champion. I don't think I have her yet, so not bad. Not, of course, anything we're going after, but already a little W there. No epics on that pull. Obviously not the most exciting thing ever we could have gotten. Come on, some yellow shinies. Alright, so this is one of the new epics that I'm looking after. Attacks one enemy, a chance of a decreased speed. Books to 50% chance, not bad for an A1. Attacks one enemy before attacking, has a chance of placing a decreased defense, which isn't remarkable, but given that it's before the attack, it could make a pretty solid attack. And then increases... let's look at this again. Nothing else there. Then places a 50% increase accuracy and increased crit rate on this champion, then grants an extra turn. So, it's an okay single target kit. There's probably something you'd use for this. Maybe in my case, just on the faction war when it comes around. But at least 2 new epics so far from these pulls. Not looking so great. And of course, this is the danger of pulling these outside of a 2x is your pure number of epics and legendaries are going to be just a little bit lower, going for a 10 extra guaranteed than that 2x. I would certainly have, I mean, roughly double the epics and probably a legendary by now if this was during a 2x event and not a 10x. Another dupe epic up there. Not sure how many more we have to go. I have not been keeping track. Maybe you have. I really want to check right now. So we have, this is actually the last pull we're going to do. Let's see if we get anything else other than the guaranteed right down here. And we did not, but we did get what we were going for, which is, of course, the goal. Kind of sad that we didn't get any more of these. We only got 1 of the epics and none of the legendaries. It gives me a slight temptation to pull 10 more, but I probably won't because my mercy is still pretty far away at this point. And yeah, so there we go. That gives you a pretty good idea of what you're looking at. I got 2 new epics out of that whole thing, and I got, of course, the guaranteed legendary. And finally, I got a ton of points here. 30,000 points, so I can go down and probably get this. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, see 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4, 5, 11. Yeah, I could get here a chicken and these, or go down one of these other paths. So I get a free 5-star chicken additionally, and that, which is a little bit of value as well. And of course, I got my Staltus Dragonbane. Not bad. Obviously, I'm disappointed that I only got the guaranteed legendary out of the 150 shards, but that is just a reality of pulling in general. Only count on the guaranteeds. If you're not satisfied with what is going to be a guaranteed reward, which in this case for me is the Dragonbane here, the just load of food champions, and the points for the event, then it is not really a good idea to pull. If this guy isn't good enough for you, if you don't need him, don't want him, then maybe consider skipping this event, because 10x's still are not the best way to go. We'll just see, out of 149 shard options, we got 1 champion only that was involved in that 10x, and probably the weakest one. No legendaries from the 10x portion of this event. Anyway, what do you guys think? Are you pulling for this? Have you already pulled? Did you get anything extra? Let me know in the comments. Of course, this has been an alternate image raid video. Like if you like, sub if you love it, or if you just want to support the channel. And of course, if you dislike this video, smash that dislike button, as it's still engagements. And as always, have a great day.